Hey guys, lepedaler back with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Giant TCR Advanced Pro Disc 2021 model. I've already made videos on my channel about this bike and a lot of you guys love watching it. There's been a lot of demand for this bike. Now, unfortunately, I have yet to been approached to test this bike. That's a big point of this channel, is to get these bikes in hand and get them thoroughly tested, which I do see that there's a lack of that on YouTube. I always tell you guys to follow me on Instagram or Strava. I don't want to brag or boast, but I do ride a lot. So to do thorough tests and even bike comparisons that I do on my channel as of recently, I want to make those in real life, especially with the weather getting better here in Toronto, Canada. If you guys are a new viewer, I highly suggest you like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's the only way I'm going to get these bikes in hand for me to do a thorough review and test ride on. I have a whole procedure I'm kind of planning right now as I go forward eventually when I do get these bikes in hand. So the content will be very good. Just the support needs to be there. And for everyone that's already been supporting me, just a big thank you. It wouldn't be possible without you guys supporting me, and it really helps encourage me to continue making these videos. I think the best way to get this bike for me to test ride and review is if you guys can direct message a Giant on Instagram, either Giant Canada or Giant United States or wherever you guys are, and just say, hey, there's a YouTuber, lepedaler, he does reviews of bikes, especially the TCR Advanced Pro Disc, and I would love if you guys could help him out getting a review on the TCR Advanced Pro Disc 2021 model. I think that's the best way we're going to speed up the process, just because I'm very encouraged to make these videos. I would love to do a review on this bike in specific because I've made a video about this, is that I find this bike to be the best value race bike of 2021. I also am excited to make these videos outside because I have some really good camera equipment for outdoors, and I'm really excited to get using that and just make very good quality content. So I do see a lack of that on YouTube. I'm trying to fill the void up. The other thing too is I find that the time that it takes for people to really make reviews and comparisons, it takes a long time. Now, obviously, depends on what they have going on. I personally find that I have enough time to actually ride and to edit and make these videos that it's not going to be a challenge for me. So if you guys really want to help fill that void and just see good quality content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Strava. All that really helps if you guys really want to see that type of content on YouTube and want to see this channel grow. So enough with the overview. We are going to be going on the Giant USA website shortly to look at the specs, but after that we're going to be looking at a compilation of videos that I was able to find on YouTube showing the TCR Advanced Pro Disc in real life, and I'll give you guys my thoughts in terms of the specs plus what it looks like and what you get, and just give you guys my overall thoughts. So let's get right into it. So we are currently on the Giant USA website, and we are looking at the TCR Advanced Pro Disc 2021 model, retailing for $4,300 USD. Now, I love the color scheme, black and white, super simple. You get a carbon fiber frame and fork. And also in the comments, people mentioned that, I forgot to mention that it was a carbon seat post. So that's nice to see. You get carbon rims, which are the Giant SLR1 42mm deep rims. Super nice to see. You get a full hydraulic Ultegra group set, 11 speed. Rear cassette has an 1130. And in terms of the crankset, you get a dual-sided Giant Power Pro 5236 semi-compact crankset, which is great to see as well. So in terms of value, it ticks everything that I would say you need. If you guys are landing on this video for the first time and haven't watched my other videos talking about this bike in specific, this is Giant's new iteration of the TCR from the 2016 model. In terms of geometry, they changed it, so now you're getting a lot of the aerodynamic flares, and we'll see that in the real life videos that I'm going to review shortly, is that they changed the whole frame in terms of the ellipse tubing. So a lot of companies were doing this. You can see it in the Specialized Tarmac and also in the Cannondale Super 6 Evo. They took their all-around climbing bikes and made them a little bit more aerodynamic all-arounders, which I really like to see. And usually with every new iteration of a bike, it's supposed to be lighter and stiffer, especially in the fork. When compared to the old TCR, they made it a little bit thinner, but also stiffer as well. So really nice. I like the new integration of the cockpit. In the video, we'll see that they include an out front mount that I absolutely love, because that's probably one of my favorite styles. I'm not a real big fan of the mounts that sit on the bar, but other than that, I've been riding the TCR for about 3 years now, and I absolutely love how it rides. I'm very excited to actually test ride this bike, but I wouldn't say there's a big difference from the old models to this one, but you know, a test ride will confirm that. But let's look at the video and what you actually get in terms of on the bike and what it looks like. So in terms of the aesthetic overall look, I think they did a really good job improving the shapes of the tubes, making them more aerodynamic. Really nice to see. The TCR logo is a lot smaller, more simple, more simplistic. I really do like that. The wider tires with the cable going through the fork, really nice to see as well. More tire clearance allows you to run a wider tire, which is great for some gravel stuff. You can see that the stem and handlebars are new and have an integrated out front mount that we will see in a couple seconds. But overall, very impressed with this bike. I think this is the gold standard of what the race bike should have, especially when we see the power meter up close and personal. A cool highlight on this bike is that it comes with through axles, and the through axles have a little knob where you can actually attach it and to remove the through axle, so you don't really need an Allen key for that. Really cool to see, really cool tool. You can see how much tire clearance there is on the bike, so there's a pretty good amount of space. I think you could easily run 35 millimeters if you had to. The cables are going through the down tube. That's the only thing from originally I don't like. But it seems even if you had the cables going through the down tube, like the majority of companies are doing with mechanical group sets, you should still be fine for cornering. But I'd love to test the bike for myself and see how that actually handles and see if those cables come in between any of your handling. Now, this is the big selling point of the bike is the Ultegra Power Pro crankset 5236 semi-compact. You can see the power meter on the left hand side, which is made by Giant. I have this power meter, I will be testing it, and that's the right hand side on the right arm crank. So, you know, it's really easy. I will make a video to see the power accuracy and just the longevity and the ease of use of this power meter in specific. So stay tuned for that. I will do a thorough review on my channel of the Giant Power Pro power meter on my TCR as well. Brand new for 2021 TCRs, they have the SLR1 rims, which have some of the components that you see on the KDX wheels incorporated on the lower models, which is great to see. I think it's a very well built wheel. I have the old SLR ones on my gravel / cyclocross bike. I really do like them. So I feel like Giant makes a really good level entry race bike wheel, especially if they're all done in-house as Giant manufacturing is. The quality control is really, really good with Giant. On the Giant rims, you get the Giant Gavia Corsa 1 tubeless tires, which I find great, and they hold up really good and just such a good tire to run low tire pressure at. Now, looking at the stem and handlebar, you can see that it has a different fork on this iteration of the 2021 TCR, so it's a little bit different in terms of the headset area. But I really do like how Giant has incorporated an out front mount that is integrated to the lower two bolts. It's been so long and it should have been here a long time ago. I have this like off-brand one that I use on my bike and I just didn't like it, so it's nice that they incorporate it right from the start and it doesn't have to be an aero bar to get that. And lastly, we're just looking at the saddle, which is a nubby saddle like the ones you see on the Specialized Power Pros, or power saddles, I think that's what they're called. So I would love to test that saddle out as well. So concluding thoughts on the TCR Advanced Pro 1 Disc 2021 model by Giant for $4,300 USD. I think it's a great bike, great value bike. It's probably the best value race bike currently on the market. I would love to test it. If you guys want to see me test ride it and give a thorough review, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, DM Giant. You know, let's get this channel growing and we can put out this good content for you guys. That's the whole goal, guys. Without going on a big rant, I want to make the best content to help you guys make informed purchases. So if you guys can help me out, you'd be helping out a lot of people as well. So that about wraps it up. And until the next one, keep pedaling.